Hi everyone out there. This video is designed for people that are looking for a school or are looking for a teacher. You know, you're new to martial arts and you're seeking out a school in your particular area wherever you live. Or it's for older people that have a teacher that they're just not sure whether to continue to follow. Or this might be for teachers out there that have a student base that are looking for tips to remind them why they need to be passionate about what they do. We have a lot of students here at this particular school, and we also have daytime classes. We're a full-time school. We have day and night classes here. And today we were talking about what makes a good student and what makes a good teacher in a martial art or any discipline. What makes a good teacher? And the students had a lot of really good tips and opinions on this subject, as I have my own. Remember, these are just opinions on what we do here, but your school may be a little bit different. This video again is designed for long distance people that don't have the funds or the support or the time to train full-time like we do here. But if you have a training group out there or you have a teacher, these are some tips you might want to look out for in the future. The students were saying, beware of a teacher that knows everything. Have you ever seen in a movie where you have this sensei that talks like a fortune cookie and he or she thinks that they know everything about the martial arts? Beware of those teachers. Be skeptical. My favorite teachers in my life were the teachers that said, I don't know. Student had a question about a technique or a scenario, and once in a while the teacher would be like, I just don't know the answer. Let's find out together. Let's explore. Let's train. Let's find the answer. That to me is a very good teacher. If you have a teacher that's always assuming that they know everything, walk out the door and find someone new, because that teacher, his or her arrogance is so high that they don't even believe that they have more learning to do. So always find a teacher who is still a student, a teacher who says, I don't know. I don't know is a powerful phrase that allows the doors and the windows to open for exploration. So make sure you have a teacher that says, I don't know once in a while. You need a teacher with a skeptical outlook. And you need a teacher that doesn't always believe in their techniques. We have hundreds of techniques that we teach here, but I'm not a fan of all of them. Some of the techniques I think would not work in a modern fight. Some of the attacks that people do in this particular martial art are not relevant to the 21st century, and some are. So a good teacher will know how to let go of and get rid of and jettison the old stuff that they don't need, or at least try it out on the mat and experiment with their students and know what really works and what doesn't. At the same time, you don't want to abandon all techniques. Sometimes you're just not good enough at the technique to make it work. So there's another whole video that we could go into. Another student wrote, this is a guy from another martial art. We have a lot of people that come to this school from other arts. You have to remember that martial arts are very different. It's like saying the word insurance. Well, there are 15 different types of insurance. You're talking about life insurance, which should be called death insurance, health insurance, car insurance, boat insurance, house, anything like that. Martial arts are the same. What kind of martial art? What are you looking for? Are you looking to compete in tournaments? That's not what we do here. Are you looking to do a sport? That's not what we do. Are you looking something that's strictly self-defense oriented? Yeah, we do that. Are you looking for something that does ground fighting? Yeah, we do that. Are you looking for something with weapons and mind science and meditation? Yes, we do that. So what kind of martial art do you want to do? You have to know what you're looking for and find a teacher that is good at that particular art. Beware of a teacher who doesn't train with you. Have you ever seen those teachers that just stand there with their arms folded and say, do this, do that, mate, hajime, but they never get out on the floor and train. They never fall to the ground. They never hit targets with you. They don't do the techniques with you. They don't sweat. There's nothing worse than a teacher that just barks order like the military, but doesn't actually get down and do the push-ups with you. We all want a teacher that we can aspire to be. So a good teacher will always do what he or she commands or demands the students to do. If you tell the students to do 50 squats, once in a while, if you have the time, do them with them, unless you have to observe. If you tell the students to do 10 push-ups, get down there and bang them out with them. Don't always just be a wallflower and be lazy. A teacher should always be involved in the class fully. Beware of a teacher that demands respect instead of earning your respect. That's on the same path we're talking about. Does your teacher command you to do things and try to be high above you? Beware of those teachers. You want a teacher who has human faults, who makes mistakes, who again says, I don't know, let's explore together. You want a teacher who's human. There's no such thing as a perfect sensei. We all have faults, we all make mistakes every day. The reason why I do martial arts is because I have mistakes and faults that I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to make my life a little better than it was yesterday. If I didn't have any interest in that, I wouldn't train in martial arts. So you have to, as a teacher, your students will respect you if you walk the walk and don't just talk the talk. You have to actually do what you say. And this goes into our next section. Does your teacher walk the walk? If they're always talking about living a moral and ethical life, does he or she live that way outside of the dojo? Is your teacher getting involved with drugs and alcohol? Is your teacher being arrested? Is your teacher not paying his or her bills? Is your teacher sleeping around all the time? These are not people that I want to follow, and I've known many people who have fallen into this trap. The teachers that I most respect are the same way outside the dojo as they are inside. They don't put on a false mask to look cool in front of their students and then go out and get drunk and beat people up. These are the people that I want to be like, the older people in my life that I admire inside and outside the dojo. They have ethical and moral principles. They're strong. They're involved with their community. They care about other people. They know how to handle their finances. They know how to be peaceful during conflict. These are the things that I aspire to be, and I've had a few teachers that were not this way, and I eventually left them because I didn't want to follow someone who is a hypocrite. So be careful of that. You have to choose wisely. Beware of a teacher who doesn't study and respect all martial arts. You want to be careful you don't have a sensei out there who's always bashing other martial arts, especially people locally. We have 4 or 5 different schools around here, and I actually take the time out to refer people to those schools if they're not interested in what I do. I had a guy come in about 2 weeks ago that wanted to do Chinese martial arts. He wanted to do wushu and kung fu and jeet kune do, and I sent him to a friend of mine that has a school across town, because we don't do that here. And I don't want to lie and say, oh, we do that, and then about a month later the guy's like, you lied to me, you don't even teach what I asked for. So become friends with the other people around you in your community and refer people to the different martial arts. If you wanted health insurance and I sell car insurance, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to send you to that person. Be wary of a teacher that's always bashing other schools and martial arts. You want a teacher who has studied other arts. I've studied at least 6 different arts. I love them all, but this one I love the most, of course, or I wouldn't be here. But I learn from each one, and I totally respect them. There's no such thing as a bad martial art, just bad teachers. You have to find a martial art that fits you. And when I was in my younger days, in my teenage years and 20s, I studied all over different martial arts and found the one that I loved the most. Yet, with the ranks that I achieved, I didn't lose what I had from the other arts. I added it to my toolkit and I adopted it. So be wary of teachers that are always bashing other people. It is not good business practice. It's not good morality. It's just not a good person that I would want to follow. Does your teacher like to teach children? This tells you a lot about a person's character. If your school only does adults, that's fine, that's their choice. But if you have a teacher that can't stand kids and says, I'll never teach a 10-year-old how to do my martial art's above that, I would say run. This person, if they don't have the capacity to care enough to want to transmit your martial art to the next generation, there's something wrong there. I don't know why there are some teachers out there that just hate children and don't have the patience or the time. I want a teacher who's patient enough to spend time with a 4-year-old to teach them how to make a fist. That to me is a compassionate person, a person who cares about the kids and doesn't just care about his or her interests. They care about, when I die, when I get older, I want to have students that will continue this art. I don't want to hide it and hold my cards to my chest and hide it to myself. I want to be able to pass it down to my children and their children. So be wary of teachers that don't like children. There's something wrong there. Beware of a teacher that doesn't have any long-term students. I've seen many of those. You know, they have 2 or 3 over a period of 10 years. Watch your teacher. Do they have black belts that hang around and still train? A lot of people quit at black belt, and most people don't even make it to black belt. I heard a phrase the other day. Someone asked, how long does it take for the average person to earn his black belt? And the answer was, there is no such thing, because the average person does not achieve his black belt. Only the above average person will achieve his black belt. And when you hit your black belt, most people quit. It's just natural. They think for some reason that that's the end of the path, even though it's really just the first step. It's the beginning. But does your teacher have a lot of students that are still around? Or has your teacher over the years screwed people over financially? Or again, didn't live up to the standards? Or made bad business decisions? Or did the teacher's schools fold? You want to be aware of a teacher that says, I've had 10 dojos, because that means your teacher is terrible at business. They may be a great martial artist, but they can't handle finances. I want a teacher that's the whole package. So make sure that your teacher has long-term students. Make sure your teacher is still a student and is continuing to train with his seniors and learn on his own. Does your teacher smile and laugh? You have to have a teacher that has a good attitude. How many times have you and I been in a school where we have this person that never smiles? They look miserable. They look annoyed at you. They don't have a good time. They don't laugh. They don't make mistakes. They don't laugh when they drop the sword at themselves. They're really picky about you, and when they make a mistake, they lie about it. I was just watching a DVD of a master clearly made a mistake on this DVD in a technique and said, okay, I meant to do that. You go do that. The guy was clearly lying. I love a teacher that has faults, that says, oh, I screwed that one up. Let's try it again. I messed that one up. That's what the dojo's for. Our dojo is to make mistakes and not to be perfect. So beware of a teacher that doesn't have a good time. My favorite instructors here at this school are the ones that come in with a great attitude, the ones that come in and want to help someone's day, the ones that want to help the kids out, the ones that laugh and smile and have a great time. They're so passionate about martial arts that they don't take themselves too seriously. That to me is a master teacher. Those are just a few things. I could go on, but my job is to encourage those out there that don't have a teacher to take a second look at yours and see if he or she is doing well. Most people are good. Most people try their best. Most people that teach martial arts do have a passion and do love what they do, or they wouldn't bother to teach. But there are a lot of frauds out there, a lot of people that just lie about their rank, they lie about their student base, they lie about so much. And you can tell when you watch them on the mat if they know what they're doing. I've had people, you know, with seniority, black belts that really don't even know how to fight. They don't know how to do anything. You just throw them a weapon and they barely know how to hold it. So a teacher can never be perfect, but a good sensei is one who has walked before us, one who walks the talk and doesn't just say things. He or she is passionate. They love martial arts. They'll take hours to spend time with you. They will do the right thing when it calls for it. And they will never bring about violence if possible. They will never get into a bar fight. You're not going to see them getting arrested. There are a lot of good teachers out there that deserve more students. I would say to find them. They are living in your community, or like I did, travel 1,000 miles and move to train with an instructor that you admire. It was that important to me that I left my life, had no money, and moved across the country to train at this one dojo. And I've trained in some really good ones and a few really bad ones. That's it for today. That's it. What are you passionate about? Have you found that sensei? Are you a teacher and you're questioning your abilities and you want to reinvigorate yourself? Maybe this video has helped, maybe not. Please like our channel, subscribe, leave a comment, go to our website. We're all over the place. May you find a good teacher in your life. Doesn't have to be about martial arts, can be a good teacher, a coach, a mentor, someone that you can look up to, someone that will bring you joy in your life. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Best of luck to you.